It's just across from, was it from Tarifa or where was it from? Tarifa to Morocco.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And me being me, the devil on my shoulder said, "Oh, come on, Adam, it's half the distance of the English Channel. You know, that's a bit of a cop-out, isn't it?" So I thought, okay, well, I'll swim there and back. And only 5 people in the world had swum there and back, and no British person. So I thought, oh, that's great, that'll be similar to the English Channel. I thought, why have so few people have swum there and back? And I looked into the detail, and that's because you had to be super, super fast. And most of the 5 were ex-Olympic swimmers and, you know, really, really fantastic athletes. So, but again, I just believed I could train up to that level and do it.
So how long did that take you?
9 hours, 39 minutes. I broke the British record one way in order to come back. I actually said to them, what speed do I have to do in order to get back? Because you've got 8 miles of coastline, so you have to be so far across on the way back. They said 3.5 hours. I said, okay, what's the British record? 3.5 hours. So I said, okay, so I have to break the British record in order to come back. So I thought to myself, small chunks, feed to feed, because, you know, you get drinks every hour for the first 2-3 hours, and then every half hour. So I thought, go as fast as you can and then give yourself a chance to come back. So that's what I did. I started, my goggles actually filled up with water after 3 hours, and I still hadn't finished, so I just went flat out with salt water in there, touched the rock. They screamed at me, come back. So I literally touched Morocco and then pushed off and on the way back. And then I found out why it's so difficult. It took me twice as long on the way back, and it started to try and push me out to the Atlantic, the currents. With the 8 miles of coastline, you've got to go fast. So fortunately for me, I managed to get across. Lots of amazing things happened. 3 dolphins swam underneath me. I could hear pilot whales talking to each other. So an amazing experience, and yeah, finished, and really, really grateful that I did, because you're against nature. And that was the second. So then I thought, well, I've swum from England to France, Europe to Africa. What comes next?
Let me just interrupt you there. Before,
Yeah, sure.
Because me just understanding that, well, I can't actually understand swimming that long, but nevertheless, how do you eat or drink? You don't stop. You carry on. Do you stop to eat or drink? Or
what happens is you get a bottle, so it could have, you know, if you've got painkillers, or you put, you know, sponge cakes in it, or whatever you eat, or the carbohydrate drink, and it's tied to a piece of string. It's thrown over the side because you're not allowed to touch the side. There's certain rules in these channel swims. You have to do it like Captain Webb did it, which was swim hat, shorts, goggles. That's it. You can't wear a wetsuit. No. You have to be against the elements. Wow. So that's also the physical as well as mental challenge of it. It's not like swimming in a pool at 29 degrees. You know, you are against the elements. So you can't touch the boat. There's an observer on the side making sure that you do things by the rules, and you literally squeeze the bottle, roll on your back, squeeze, 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 drop the drink, and then swim on, and they'll pull it back up. Same, they might pass you a cake or, you know, instant sugar to try and give you energy, but you cannot touch the boat. And the other thing is, you can't hang around to feed too long, because the currents are moving, so they can push you backwards, and it could cost you in the long run.